There's a kickoff in the bottom right-hand side with the blue Protoss player finding his way here pretty darn comfortably. This is herO. Up against the red Terran in the top left corner, we have ourselves GuMiho. Grand finals today, let's hope for a good one. I feel like we've not had too much great StarCraft so far today in this Open Cup. I feel like there's been a couple cool games, but great games. I honestly think like the most excitement I've had today has been that Trap Classic Series to open. I've just seen Trap do well. Coming out swinging better than expected, honestly. As you see probes moving about, we get ourselves all set up. Marks in the gateway. Both coming through right now. SCV and the probe coming in. We get ourselves that probe heading to the upper left-hand side. As we have our gate about to finish. Obviously, the early game looking cozy. SCV does come a nibbling, looking to try and grab this probe. As Cybercore's coming up, Nexus is on the way. The Pylon is coming through as well. The Reaper there is about halfway done. And that orbital command about to finish. Command center also building, depot on the way out. Yeah, Nexus, Cybercore, Assemblator, all building for now. Probe gets down to the bottom right-hand side. The Reaper continues across. Again, the Adept is just going to be finishing. Second Adept now starting up. Adept is going to come through and try and fight against that Reaper. Okay, coming through. Twilight Council already starting from herO. Just going to go fight against the Adept. I'm just going to get some damage done as the factory is about to finish as well on the side of GuMiho. Marauder coming up. Adepts continue to shade out to the center of the map. Adepts come through, Reaper taking some shots, gonna go down immediately. Now have this Marine coming back over to the side. A couple of Adepts will be there. Marauder fires back once again. Yeah, the Blink starting, and the Wolf Gate finishing shortly. Marine's still just moving through. Coming out over the left-hand side now. Because of shells coming up, so GuMiho is playing that typical GuMiho thing of, I'm going to do things a bit differently to normal. And he's going to have a little bit more spice in his aggression with that. Concussive shells, potentially catch some units early, could be a big deal. Definitely something we can be watching for. So, eyes on how that might pan out. Concussive shells will be done soon. Again, Hellion Medevac on the way also. Let's just see a couple extra gates coming through on the side of herO. Securing those gates out. Robot facility finishing shortly. The Blink is about to finish. But let's see what this first attack of GuMiho does if we end up attacking at all. Currently still chilling at home. There's the Medevac moving though. So it's go time. We are going to be firing away very, very soon. Like I say, let's see what the success chances are for this of GuMiho. I feel like it's got some potential. I'd say 3 Marauders definitely do pack a punch. The good news for herO is that he has a little bit of an idea about it. He's seen a Marauder at the very least. Drop into this main. These 3 Marauders going after some of these Stalkers. Another Stalker getting warped in. Marauders will get rid of 2 Stalkers so far. We lose the Medevac. I think that's going to be it. I thought maybe 1 more Stalker, but the Blink is good. And pretty comfortable defense from herO. Not really caught off guard. Stalker's in position quickly. And Medevac and 3 Marauders. Just a lot of investment early for GuMiho. Look at the resources lost as well. That will tell you that this really was not an okay trade. And a lot of what he has left on the map is these couple of Hellions, which obviously aren't exactly ideal either, as now the Prism coming across the other side, and herO, 4 gates of Blink Stalker pressure is getting set to go. I was going to say, actually, he sees where the tank is. He could warp in here and maybe go up onto the main immediately. Might be one of the better kind of jump-in spots. As we are going to take a shot there with the Stalkers from the tank. And I think you just want to stop, get a warp in, and then probably just dive that siege tank. This is feeling like a breakable position, though now a second tank is out. So herO, he's going to go for it anyways. He dives in, he takes a moment to shoot something that is not the siege tank. Now we're going to really kind of split our damage across 2 different tanks. It takes forever to clean up these tanks. Oh, that was horrible from herO. That was probably the worst way he could have taken that fight. Prism dead as well, so there's no micro potential on that either. Yeah, that was not it. That was just a complete disaster through and through. There was nothing good about that fight from herO. I think the moment the second tank was there is the moment you probably don't send it, but even then, you never split the damage between the 2 different tanks. You want to focus fire 1 down immediately. Those 2 tanks got so many additional shots off. Yo, SCT2, how you doing? Thank you so much for the 56 months. Appreciate it, bud. Hope you're doing great. Thank you so much for keeping on sport in the channel all this time. Thank you. Stalkers blink through. A couple of SCVs will begin to get knocked down, and I mean, herO is in serious need of a comeback right now. He needs some damage, and this is kind of it, right? 5 workers go down. A couple of Zealots getting dropped in to be the tanks here. I love that as well. Yeah, we lose a couple Stalkers now towards the end, but honestly loved a lot of what we tried to get done. The idea was great, and the start of it was very good. I mean, again, unfortunately, we're losing Stalkers. Every Stalker we lose feels as though it's one less unit that we're going to have to try and hold off the Terran when Stim is done and when GuMiho is feeling comfortable to go across the map. And yeah, I guess we can have Charge. We can have a Dark Shrine too, another way in which herO can maybe kind of clamor for a comeback. Stalker's moving up, a couple of shots getting set. Again, Stim not far from being done. The Prism still moving up to the top side. Stalker Zealot going to sit here. Few Zealots going to get pushed away. Tank shot is good onto those. These will just drop down. And obviously, Prism dead again. At least it's already a cost. And now you just get a scan. As you will see, a bunch of these DTs getting cleaned up already. No, next scan wasn't ready, so the DTs actually got split away, and 3 of them still alive is kind of incredible. I was gonna say, nice to get a reactor, but there's a tech lab right there. That really should be a priority, as we are gonna see the tank going down too. That also works. We're gonna lose the 2 DTs to the scan up there, but I'm kind of surprised we're going for the. I guess he probably assumes it's a less important upgrade, but honestly, combat chills would be worth denying. Full wall off, so herO cannot break through. I mean, he's been doing okay. Question really just is it good enough? And so far I would say no, not really. herO, I still think is in a lot of trouble if this bio army gets across the map. Maybe again Chargers can kind of clog up the defense and make it difficult to actually push in for GuMiho, too difficult even. But I think that's what you're relying on, and even then you're not really going to have a lot of good tech beyond it either, so not a great situation. +1 attack and combat shield's going to be finishing up. Fire comes by, just going to get a couple shots off, cleans out 1 Stalker. We do have a push in the center here. herO's army going to show up, is actually going to start jumping into Vikings bio units. Well, herO actually going to get kind of a bit of a catch here. Army supply looking good for herO. I mean, that's just because it's kind of lots of low-tech units, but this is currently working. The Zealots have tanked. The Marauders have been kind of melted by the Immortals. You see a couple of Stalkers having to blink it back right now, but herO's just on a push, and army supply is even enough. There's a Liberator that's going to get siege. SCVs are going to pull into this. Now, well, we need a couple of moments here as herO. We need to kind of stop and get a warp-in off the Prism, most likely. We're going to have to keep microing while we do this. The warp-in will get cancelled, though, as he just had to siege that Prism up way too soon. Liberator will get shot down. Do we have enough firepower? Honestly, kind of yes. The last few units are just a few Marines the Stalkers will trade with. Both players end up losing a lot. It's GuMiho that pushes herO back, and herO on the end of this is down in workers as well, so playing a longer game from this position does not feel like it's going to be it. But man, this was kind of a wild time, no? So Stalker continues to charge through. We are going to get rid of the medevacs, which is nice. An extra zealot showing up. If we have no medevacs and there's no healing, I don't know why I want to believe in herO's army. Like, it's not good. It's not big enough. It shouldn't have a chance. I mean, he's doing some things right, but I think it's a lot of little things that are going okay-ish, but not good enough. As I see Zealot Stalker still coming through. Widowmine goes off on a Zealot, and the Bio will continue in. The Stalkers will keep blinking backwards. This is a great attempt from herO, honestly. What if he got that warp-in on that left-hand side? If that Prism didn't get targeted down and he gets that warp-in of Zealots, he might have won the fight well enough to just kind of move into the natural and start camping production a little bit and do serious work. You know, at that point, this is a very different game, so crazy stuff. Crazy stuff across the board as Bio will chase a little bit here. Zealot Stalker going to get pushed away. Of course, at this point, your army's not there, the economy's not there. herO is in trouble from top to bottom in this game right now. Trouble from top to bottom. Stalkers netted themselves a medevac just there. That was nice. Now GuMiho moving across the map. This should be the kind of move across the map that should be pretty darn decisive. Shouldn't be too much else to really say about this. So you just have not enough Protoss, and the Bio will already get rid of one base. We're going back from a mine. There's Bio on the left side as well. One of the mines will just set up and blow up a mineral line. We're actually going to dive up onto the natural. A little awkward. GuMiho is a little bit overstimmed arguably on that right side army, so it's a little scary to run into Colossus, but we now kill the third base, and he's going to go back down and kill the base on the 6 o'clock. At some point, herO will probably kind of blink and be like, oh, I'm dead, and just leave this game because, well, he kind of is dead. And he should probably leave this game at some point soon, realistically. Fly up this ramp. Couple Stalkers going to get turned away. Colossus firing from afar. Bio will unload on the main. And I see some probes get knocked down there pretty quickly. Widowmine shot goes off on a Stalker, which blinks away to the side. Bio continuing to fight. A couple pylons going down. The Zealots are going to get active. A lot of those SCVs going to be in trouble immediately. Yeah, I mean, kill SCVs all you like. What does that really matter? Yeah, your economy is still terrible. Your army is... GuMiho is playing so afraid of these two Colossi. I mean, this is a stim and a half. Just go. GuMiho is making this much more complicated than it ever needed to be. There we go. Full surround. Doesn't even look close. It should never look close. GuMiho was that far ahead. And I guess in the end it didn't look close, but he was just making sure. He's just WTL. I think I may not be here Saturday. I do want to run like a little European thing, like Friday, Sunday, I think. Top left, blue Protoss player is herO. Bottom right, red Terran player is GuMiho. Getting into game 2 now. And GuMiho is being GuMiho. Full on proxy straight across the map. Gets that set up over in this corner. And we'll be playing with that proxy from the very beginning here as our starting point. So Yeah, very aggressive too. It's super close. Might even almost want to believe it could be like a lift into the main situation, which would be really wild. That really would be something. That really would be like the greatest of good old GuMiho moments. Well, let's see. We do have Raxgas coming up on the side of GuMiho. The gateway coming in from herO. It's got a lot of setup being made for the moment. Getting a lot of this coming up right about now. Seeing where we can go. Where we can go and what we can do. Purple nibble at an SCV already, so SCV will take a few shots of damage, but obviously that's mostly the probe realizing there's not a barracks here. And the barracks is building a tech lab in the main base, guys. I told you, it could be a little float into the main. The position was just really there for it. I love it. I love how stupidly aggressive this is. Marauder on the way in the base. You do not have vision of this. Even with the gas finishing, shouldn't give you vision, right? Or if it's... Yeah, it's literally the corner that you don't see. Why is this corner of the map so perfectly designed for a barracks and a tech lab? Do you guys think the Terrans made Oceanborn? Oh my god. Stargate ain't gonna see it either, this probe. It's getting so close. Look at that. You just shaved this little bit of vision off there. Still not good enough. Oh my god. And now 2 Marauders are going to be out. herO's probably just thinking it's a fake, but then he's also like, well, why didn't the Reaper come back home? If it's a if it's a fake, the Reaper should be popping up any moment, but then the factory's not proxied, so you're not that worried? Because the shells finishes, Marauder number 3 on the way. herO currently has 2 Adepts. A 3rd Marauder about to pop, and we are going to send this, and this is going to be a shock of a lifetime for herO. As 2 Marauders actually are going to be the choice to move through. The 3rd will be on the way in a second. Probes begin to pull. The huge part here is you have the gap. We just saw the Marauders sitting in it, so they can sit there, and you cannot surround well enough with the probes to fight this. An Oracle on the way. I mean, the Stargate is the right choice right now, because the Oracle will obviously just shoot these Marauders, and they will not be able to fight back. So they've taken a lot of damage. I think we just go for probes here, though. Surely? No, we actually are going to settle for the Adept. Well, you know what? Honestly, this is still decent because you're going to get quite a bunch of probes. And now Hellions are here. Go, Hellions. Go to the probe line. And the probe line's on the right side. When I say probe line, I mean this clump of workers over here. They are all clumped up because they're trying to chase into the Marauders. The Hellions get a bunch of kills. 15, 16 dead probes. Make it one more Adept, and this Oracle will try and finish off this Marauder before anything else happens. We hide Adept probes into the assimilator. We're about to pop out another Marauder. This Oracle's out of energy, so actually this is a problem because we can't afford anything else because we lost so many workers, and GuMiho is absolutely making this happen. He just needs to target the right probes, which he is doing. More damage being dealt. We kite away from the Adept. We get another probe. It's not stopping. The damage continues. 26 workers to the 10. GuMiho is looking fantastic for the moment. Wow. Hey, Rorik of Rorikstead, thank you so much. 39-month resub on the Prime. During this epic couple of moments from GuMiho. Love to see that. A couple of those Cyclones still coming about. We do have the barracks finally going to vacate the main base. Vacate the premises, please, and thank you. 2 Cyclones out, 2 more reactoring. The Cyclone has no problems turning around the Oracle. And the moment that herO sees that the Cyclones are there, he's just like, yep, I'm done. I cannot do anything with the Oracle, and if I'm not doing anything, then I'm out of this game. And he is not wrong. All right, in the top right-hand side for game number 3, it is going to be the red Protoss player down 0-2. It is herO. Bottom left, our blue Terran is GuMiho. Wow, wow, wow. Game 3 coming at ya. GuMiho up to 0-0, feeling good. As you have our Rocks gas just on the way in, gateway in the assimilator building. A little bit of setup coming through for the moment, nothing too crazy just yet. We have our probe heading down to the bottom left-hand side, so it's just going to go Out down the bottom. GuMiho with a 2-0 lead, man. Looking for back-to-back Open Cup Korea victories would be awesome. And doing it in style as well. Proper GuMiho fashion. Love it. SCV fights against the probe. Next in the Cybercore coming up. Get this on the way. End up going about Cybercore coming through. The Marine's able to get rid of the probe. The Reaper continues to move about. And we do have ourselves the command center finishing shortly from GuMiho as Twilight Council is building from herO, so we're getting that on the way. And we've seen the Adept heading down the bottom left. Obviously everything's at home this time. There's nothing super crazy about the setup for the moment. Is going to get rid of the Reaper and the couple Marines. Coming across for the Adept as well. Looking to just chase that down into the corner. Got a Blink Chrono boosting off the Twilight Council, and again, this herO looking to set up to be a little bit aggressive perhaps, but yeah, a hell of a hole to climb out of right now. Down 0-2 in this final. I said, can we have a bit of a longer final or something epic? It's been epic, but not in the long, yeah, not in the long variety, as Cyclone does push the Adept away. Obviously, the Shade was going to be good there. Blink is about halfway done, still currently boosting off the Twilight. Marine Cyclone's going to continue to nibble. We are going to see the Rock's going to get picked away at. Obviously nothing too exciting for the next few moments. Just have ourselves that Blink about to finish up on the Twilight. The Stim Pack and the +1 all coming through. The Reactor is coming up from GuMiho as well. Get that finished as our Nexus. And a couple more probes, a couple of assimilators all coming about. Just getting a lot of that underway here for the moment. So yeah, Stem +1 continuing in, a couple of medevacs, the Marines all coming about as well, so just bringing all of this up and running. Robo Bay starts from herO as the charge coming through. Again, as our upgrades finish, we'll maybe see GuMiho get a bit more aggressive. We are flying up the right-hand side with the double medevac. The direction of this could be very important as, yeah, he's going to go over the right. So there's a pylon there that will spot that. Scans the main. I actually don't know if the pylon does see it. Too slow to click. An observer sees it though. Yeah, actually are going to get in the main. I mean, he had the scan, so he saw nothing coming in, and these couple stalkers warping through are going to have to be careful. Lots of Marines now. They stim. These probes are in trouble. herO's going to take a ton of damage. I mean, he's going to lose the pylon on this Robo as well, and this Robo Bay. Turn back around, he's going to go into the Stalkers, which have to blink to safety. There's just not that many Stalkers. These Marines are doing pretty well. Robos are going to pull in to be the tank, so that's obviously not ideal either. That's our third Stalker there going down. A few last probes, the few final Marines get boosted away. The full medevac is the one that gets away out to the right-hand side. As we do have 7 workers killed in this. A bunch of Stalkers dead as well. I mean, that's 5 dead Stalkers. Resources lost will favor GuMiho there. plus the damage done economically. And GuMiho is smiling in the early game once more. Charge finishes and extended thermal lances building on the Robo Bay. Combat shield plus 1 armor coming through. 2 additional barracks from GuMiho coming up as well. So we continue to bring those out. Stalkers warping from the third base. And they're going to come to the front and meet this army now. We have some shots on the tank, I'd like that. But this tank should just be able to get in position. Colossus is out though. This is why the tank needs to siege. GuMiho's realized maybe there's not too much you can do here. Okay, this siege is actually kind of funky because this siege is far enough away that the battery wasn't really involved. An interesting little fight. I think this was definitely a better one for herO. And resources loss is going to even up in a big way following that. So, yeah, big fight from herO. Gets some kind of feedback on the ground. That's a big deal. Now have our third CC building up from GuMiho. Gets that started out in the front. Plus 1 armor finishing on the engineering bay. Extra marines and marauder still coming through. Extended thermal lance building up as well, so we continue to bring that by. Extra gateways, Colossus, also in production. So all of that coming on through here. Some marines will unload out of the medevacs. Two more medevacs build from GuMiho also, so we just get those on the go. Armory halfway through, the missile turret and refineries are all coming up. Medevac loads and is going to pull around through the main base a little bit. Still got the 1-1 upgrades coming through from herO. Robo Bay is getting some disruptors out, so that is our next stopping point as we move through all of this now. Those extra gates, the Nexus, again, a little bit of everything coming through for now. Game will settle. I mean, GuMiho has good upgrades, but herO's playing catch-up. At least GuMiho will extend to the 2-2. That disruptor is going to be finishing up very shortly. 5 extra gates finishing, and it's a Dark Shrine building from herO as well. So again, that Dark Shrine on the way up. We have ourselves a Ghost Academy from GuMiho that's already now dropping down as well, so we get that underway. Tanks continue to move through again. Dark Shrine Robo Facility setting up. The Ghost Academy is about to finish as well. As you see, the few Marines is going to go stemming forwards. Like to try and get a little grab maybe on those Stalkers. On a Stalker. Fight over the Watchtower is... It's always interesting, this duel in the middle of the map of Alcyone, if both players are confident to be in the middle, because you're going to have a situation where both kind of, just want to sit here. And I was going to say, I think the tank was always in range of these units. It just didn't have the vision. So finally the scan drops in. That gives GuMiho the center for the moment. Maybe even worth dropping a unit onto the Watchtower now to maintain that vision should other units try and approach. The tank will at least get a shell or two off. herO sits bottom side with a group of Zealots now. Tanks... Apparently a bunch of tanks just left back at home. Well, they probably want to start getting into position and doing something more useful. As GuMiho just takes a 4th base. Zealots open up this doorway, but the Bio Army is still here, and I don't think herO was expecting that. If he was, well, he kind of went a little bit soon with these Zealots, so they're going to reveal themselves. They're going to get chased. The one tank that was in the front gets killed off as he got left behind. This army of herO starts to advance. Tanks on the high ground, all siege, and those Stalkers are going to have a bad time of it. We're playing a dangerous game here. herO needs to be super careful of what he's attacking into. Of course, this is where you can be good as a pros player with the disruptors to zone the Terran back, stop them from being able to truly engage in, and that is a huge deal. That goes a long way in the right direction. .33 still coming out from GuMiho. A couple more Vikings tank on the way as well. Our Tech Labs building from our Terran. Our 4th base coming up and online. Now herO takes his 5th base as the gold, so he is going to be storming ahead in terms of his economy and his setup for the game. There's going to be some proper later game TVP at this point. Nothing kind of shenanigan based, just straight up standard and very simple. Another disruptor shot firing through. We do see a couple of shots going back to the other side. Disruptor going to get taken out. a chunk of DTs that are going to come running down this direction, and they are going to go straight into this fourth. Well, just got established, going to go down almost immediately. The SDVs can't even get that much of a repair. You don't surround preemptively, then the DTs are going to block a lot of the SDVs, and the damage they do is just huge as well, right? 3-3 from GuMiho. Continue to build up, coming up to being about halfway done. Currently upgrades even though, it just feels like herO has all of the tools. He's got all of the bases. At this stage, I kind of feel like GuMiho needs to just sort of commit to a big fight, and honestly, one of the better fights he's ever going to find is this one. The Disruptors do not land. He gets the jump on the Colossus from the other side. It was okay for GuMiho, it just wasn't good enough, as Zealot Stalker Remnants are fairly easy to clean up, but you kind of do need to start going the right ways. herO is going to get the victory. That's going to be GG's. And we are going to see another map of this grand final. Hell yeah! A series on our hands. And it's going to be in the top right-hand side of the map. Our player who's going to extend the series and bring us back to, bring us to a game 4. Put himself on the scoreboard after a game 2 victory. This is herO, our blue Protoss in the upper right-hand corner. His opponent, the red Terran, GuMiho, had all the momentum through games 1 and 2. Can he find some of that magic again here for game 3? To get this ready to roll. Getting the gas coming up from herO. Barracks at home from GuMiho, no proxies here for game 4. That refinery still coming online to get everything settled on in. Just got to tab for 1 second, guys, to start the ads between games. Otherwise, you guys will have ads during games, or more likely to have ads during the games. Apparently Twitch just run ads during the games sometimes anyways nowadays. Not cool, Twitch. Not cool. Not a cool move. SCV gonna go nibbling a probe. Damage being done once again. Reaper's about to pop. We do have second Reaper building his factory before we expand. I don't think that's too surprising on a smaller map, one of the shorter Russia distances that we've got going. Reapers go over to the right-hand side, and we got ourselves a Nexus halfway done already. So we'll see what GuMiho can find here as the first Reaper shows up, the first Adept pops out. Everything is timed lovely to match one another for the early stages already. Great start. Shades Reaper taking some hits, so the Reaper gonna sit there and fire back. Go back and forth a little bit here. Still got a Stargate coming through. Grenade. Grenade's his own Reaper as he was trying to get the grenade on the Adept, but the Adept cancelled the Shade. Never came through. Would have been a good position for the grenade. So now we have the Hellion trying to help with the Adepts, but it takes just a full-on volley to begin with too, and now the Adepts are gonna Shade. Honestly, really good grenade from GuMiho. The grenade placement has been spot on. Unfortunately, I don't think that should have been hit the grenade and fight. I think that should have been a hit the grenade and run the hell away, because that was the opportunity to get the heck away with the grenade going down so well. Standing fine. He loses 2 Reapers and the Hellion to clean out 1 Adept. Not really loving that. It's just so much less pressure, especially if you're going to go like medevac pressure now, because if you still have the Reapers and the Hellion, it's always that threat of like, oh, I could run into the natural, or I could do the, little options that remain, whereas now, that doesn't really exist. Oracle will come across. We'll be met by a Cyclone if it's in the right place. We will see if the right placement is found or not. Phoenix going to come in, lifting up the Cyclone. A couple of Adepts are going to go in after those SCVs. Oracle continue to put in some good damage. You see those Phoenix still putting in some work as well. The Adepts continue to go. SCV still taking a lot of shots. This is a huge trade out here as GuMiho loses 14 SCVs. And he's going to be down by 15 in total here. That's a huge deficit for GuMiho. He just lost 7 more workers in this trade out. If he had 7 more, 25 to 31 is very playable for Terran with double mule, but 18 to 33 feels ugly right now. And GuMiho doesn't even have the army supply to show for it. You know, sometimes the Terrans, well, it's like, well, I just lost my workers, but hey, my army supply is better and I'm going to have this one push. I don't think there's anything like that in place right now, so I think this is just trouble, trouble, trouble. GuMiho knows it. GG comes in instantly, and we do not mess around. We are going to go all the way through to game number 5 here on this series. As we have in the bottom left-hand side, the Red Protoss player who's able to bring this to game 5. herO taking on the Blue Terran in the top right. GuMiho. It's a very early probe from herO. Might just be an early probe scout, so he has full guaranteed information. Most likely just full guaranteed information that this is not a proxy rack, that there is going to be a rack at home. Like, there's nothing that can catch you off guard if you send the probe this early. And you can even be annoying when it comes to kind of, you know, nibbling at SCVs. It's that quick a probe. Barracks doesn't even go down at the front. Going to go down close to the mineral line so you can pull SCVs more easily. Honestly, not a bad idea right now that it's less, you know, time to kind of pull SCVs from one position to the next. So, I'm into it. I'm into it. Our probe going to get nibbled back a little, and GuMiho then. We'll have an open wall off. We'll see if that's something herO wants to abuse or utilize at all. As this probe goes in for a couple shots on the SCV, and the other SCV here now going to go fighting that probe as well. So again, just continue to fend this off as best we can, trying to deal with this for the next couple moments. Yeah, it gives us something to watch though, early game. A little bit of PvT action. CC that's going to get set. Factory is coming through. Cybercore Nexus continuing about. The assembler is still building here from herO. Just getting his Nexus up. So high ground CC very safe from GuMiho as well. Just going to absolutely make sure that he is set up safely on his expand and that he's not going to have too many issues getting set into this game at the very least. So trying to accomplish that. Factory going to finish up. Twilight Council is going to be on its way, so that's herO's tech choice made. We have seen a variety of tech here and there. Let's have our racks, our reactor coming on in. CC is about to finish. Yep, just negotiating up through in towards the main. And a couple of Marines on this barracks continue to build through. The Adept going to go pinging away at the reactor for a couple more moments as well. And the command center morphing into an orbital in the main base as well. Just getting all of this set up and running. Things will be there. Depth is eventually going to shade back into the center of the map again and just have our orbital command coming back through. So orbital's still coming about. Again, a couple more Marines coming in. Racks on the way. Tech lab coming through. All of that's still settling here as we just have the tech lab on the factory. Finish up in a second. There's another tech lab coming about also. Depths moving towards the far right side. We do have our blink about halfway done. Robot facility is about halfway done as well. Gateway finishing very soon. Stim back already starting from GuMiho, so we see Stim. We see him getting into a starport. 4 more SCVs. 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 And we're taking a real good long look at this rover facility. Just watch it finish, guys. Oh my god, he made an observer. Third nexus from here, so he's mined out those gold minerals on the left-hand side. He's given himself access up the left onto that third, so that's a big deal. That's obviously something good to see. Cyclone moves over. Gonna get back. I mean, we've got a couple tanks up. Defenses are good, but at the end of the day, this is not just a defensive game from GuMiho. herO is expanding to that third base quickly, so here GuMiho doesn't really have to look at the defense too much. I like the drop. You don't leave, you have some potential with stim finishing shortly to get some damage done without the need to be overly kind of committed. You still have your units at home because you're not quite sure what's going on right now. I think it's GuMiho's issue. He doesn't quite know how aggressive his opponent is or is not being, so that lack of info is coming at a little bit of a cost currently. Okay, Marines will drop in. And we do have a bit of a push from GuMiho elsewhere at the same time. Oh, this could be cool. These Marines, knowing that these Stalkers are out in the middle of the map fighting this Marine tank force, Marines could either flank the Stalkers when their Blink's on cooldown and get a couple of kills. I was also thinking, yeah, a huge opportunity for the Stalkers. Do not blink across the rocks. Blink comes off cooldown so they can blink again. We only kill one. I think GuMiho was a little bit off down the time, and I think he should have hidden them for a little bit longer. He does now get the tank push to arrive, though. This is still two bases from GuMiho. Sets up the bunkers, and so he's going to be very committed. He's only pushing in this direction here. You know, this is just where he's going to sit, and it does allow him to jump across into the third if he wants to as well. The first battery locked onto by a Cyclone. Mortals might try and get rid of that Cyclone here, as the tanks obviously, again, provide good coverage, but they're far enough away. They're not really doing too much. Not all the tanks are able to hit the wall just yet. And the super battery will activate. Marines will stim. First tank is going to go down. Second tank in trouble. Two tanks dead. All three Immortals still alive. That's huge, as the bunkers will finish. Marines will jump into the bunkers, but the bunkers do not last very long. herO seems as though he's already clearing his way through this. He blinks in aggressively. He knows this is his moment to play cleanup, and he will do just that. Everything's going down for GuMiho, and this is a disaster as he jumps across to the left, and yeah, that was not quite it. Prism, +1 and 4 more Zealots all coming through. Got that tank sieging just out the front of the third base. Mortal's going to come around the right-hand side. Stalker's going to come in around the left. CC taking damage. The Mortal's just going to jump onto a tank. You do actually need support for these Immortals, though. Man, they just take so long to die. Never mind. GG. herO brings it back from 0-2 down to 3-2. And very quickly as well.